Hello, everyone. Welcome to what I'm going to call Rant Hour. It's probably not going to be an hour. Anyways, this is the episode you've all been waiting for, where I talk about how the death of Carl Grimes ruined The Walking Dead. So Carl dies in the mid-season finale of season 8, titled How It's Gonna Be. I know for many people this is the episode that lost a lot of its fan base, and I think with good reason. I think as somebody who has read the comics and watches the show will tell you, Carl is a very pivotal character to the Walking Dead comics, especially in the way it ends. I am going to get into spoilers, so here it is. The comic ends with a 25-year time jump where Carl Grimes is telling the story of his father, Rick Grimes, to his daughter. And you know what? I think that's probably the best ending The Walking Dead could have ever had. The show, knowing what I know now, does not end very satisfying. The show kind of ends as in like it feels like more of like a season finale, like a stopgap, because there is no end. The characters are getting spin-offs. But that's a rant for an entirely other video. By removing Carl from the playing field, I understand the executive decision to do that, because then it keeps the viewers who have read the comics kind of guessing. But also, like, you've removed so many, like the most interesting character dynamic the show had going, which was Negan and Carl. And I think there might have been something interesting to explore with a world without Rick Grimes, but Carl Grimes as a kid still. Like how, like if you did the show the way it went, the trajectory it went, and Rick left in season 9, episode 5, and Carl was still in the show, the Negan-Carl dynamic would have been really interesting, especially with that 7-year time jump after Rick leaves. If you had switched the focal character again from Judith to Carl in the show, there might have been some really interesting things to explore, like Daryl being like Carl's like mentor, but like not like his, father, like how he is to Judith. The relationship would have been entirely different. Like imagine what the Whisper arc would have been with Carl trying to live it up to his father's, ideals, and be like the man his father wanted him to be, but also doing it his way, and having someone like Daryl in his head and Negan in his head, telling him how to handle it. And instead of having Daryl be that character, it be Carl, and they kind of remain side, and Daryl and Negan remain side characters, but also like voices for Carl to listen to and decide, what decision to make. One telling him, something his father might do, and the other telling him what the shit person would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would have been more interesting than what we end up getting, because Judith really feels like a side character when the show was all originally about, in my opinion, Rick Grimes. And I don't know, I think it was a real missed opportunity to not give Chandler Riggs the spotlight. Also, I think they did Chandler Riggs really dirty by having him kind of get bit off screen. I don't know much behind the scenes, but what I do know is I guess they had promised Chandler Riggs a bright future on The Walking Dead, and then all of a sudden he was killed off, and I know like he wasn't happy about it. He was really blindsided by it. Andrew Lincoln wasn't happy about it, and I think that ultimately led to part of the decision for him to leave. But that's all speculation, I think. I don't have any actual proof of that. If any of you do, please let me know in the comments below. I'm stating I don't know. So if you have something, please don't attack me. Please, send me, like, I want to see. I find that kind of stuff very interesting.